How are you today? My name is Pastor St. Kelvin Abbas. You're welcome. This is Plain Truth. I want to appreciate you for sharing all our videos and also liking our page on Facebook. God bless you really good in Jesus' name. Today I'll be talking on the topic that says the after-effect of polygamy. The after-effect of polygamy. The Bible speaking in the book of Genesis 2 verse 24. It said, "Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh." God introduced monogamy, not polygamy. But you see, polygamy is when a man marries more than one wife. And also as a young man or a young lady, if you grew up from a polygamous home, you will agree with me that at a point in your life you were angry with your father and your mother, and I think you know why. Reason is because a polygamous father, they don't take full responsibility of their children. It's only in the polygamous home where you see a father give birth to children for children to take care of. And it's quite sad, but it's true. It's a majority of the young ladies and young boys you see today who are living a misguided life. Some of them are either from polygamous home or from a broken home. And so also some of the defects we see in the society today is as a result of polygamy, and it's not helping us at all. Our fathers who were polygamous, they thought they were enjoying. As far as they are concerned, it was an enjoyment to them. But today, many of them are regretting the kind of life they've lived. Some of them have not even paid the dowry of the woman they call their wives, and it's disturbing. Some of them, even maybe the wife lost their father, they don't even go for the in-law greeting. And these are the kind of men that will be priding themselves that I have 4 wives, I have 3 wives, and all that. And so it's a whole other problem. So when you think, is that what really led our fathers into polygamy? What led them into polygamy? I will tell you today. Number one is personal ideology. There's this ideology in those days that the mentality of saying that any man that has just one wife is not really a man. For you to be a man, you should have more than one wife. And yeah, that was not a good thing at all, but that was one of the reasons why they went into polygamy. And if you're a young man hearing me today, please do not think that for you to be a man is for you to have many wives. That's not a good life. Because as we go on this video, I'm going to expose a lot of things to you. Number 2 is peer influence. It was something that was actually invoked in those days, where friends that they sit down, they tell themselves that no, if you have just one wife, then you are not living a good life, and all of that. And it was invoked. In those days, there were even songs that were in my locality here in Nigeria. There were songs that were actually promoting all of that, and it didn't really go well. It's not the best. All right, so it was some of those things that, although there were people who were doing better who had just one wife. I know my father who had 5 wives. I know some of his friends, they had just one wife, and to be very frank with you, they did better than my dad. All right, so again, is manipulation of the women. When a man is doing well, when a man runs into some little money, or maybe is doing well financially, majority of young ladies, they want to come in and settle in what they call already made, and which is one of the reasons why some men, they got into polygamy. They will tell you, the woman will come and say, "Don't worry, I can take care of myself. Let me just I just love you. I just want to stay around you. I just want to give birth to children for you. I can take care of myself." That was how they lured themselves for 1, 2, 3 like that. And they started having different wives. And then, but the most dangerous one was that when a man, some of them were looking for a particular sex of a child, a male child. They will tell you, when I die, I want to, according to the custom and traditions, I want somebody who will be there to be fanning me my corpse when I die. Can you imagine? That's one of the reasons why it's okay, well, maybe the woman gave birth to 2, 3 children and they were all female. I said, no, I need a male. For that reason, 1 wife, 2 wives, 3 wives. And I asked my dad sometimes, I said, how come you got married to 5 wives? The reason he gave me were very, very, permit me to say, they were very, very silly. They were not important at all. They were not the good reasons at all. But then, that was how I found himself. And then, because of you're looking for a male child, you give birth to how many? My dad told me that when he got married, he wanted to just give birth to maybe just 3 boys and 2 girls. Today we're about 20-something, if not 30-something children. All right, and it's not good. Let's look at some of the after effects now. Number 1 after effect is poor upbringing. Poor upbringing. You don't live a good life. You don't live a life that you're, no quality life, no life of quality. In those days when we're going for holidays, we see our friends when they go to the UK, coming from London and all that, and we come from the village. We went to tap rubber and all the rest. No quality life, because the children are so much, the parents can't really sometimes even some of the polygamous homes, they send their children to their own siblings to take care of them, to take care of their children for them, and it's not proper. Because when those children return back to their parents' home, they have another kind of understanding. The children will be mixed up, everybody will be behaving differently. The truth of the matter is that if you give birth to many children, you are happy that you have many wives. If everybody behave like you, who will you give your children to go and take care of? So one of the after effect is poor upbringing. Poor upbringing. We don't live a good life. We don't eat well. We don't do all these things well. Then disunity among children. I've never seen any polygamous home where there is really genuine unity. No. You can only fake it when they come for party, you fake it in burial, fake it in all, but genuinely within them, there's no unity. No unity. So these are after effects that parents left behind because they couldn't control themselves. Again, slow progress and hardship. You see, in polygamous home, I remember me taking care of my own younger ones again. My taking care of my younger ones is not my responsibility. I can decide to assist them. But because our parents, they gave birth to children they couldn't take care of, it now becomes like a norm for you that when you are doing well in the family, if you don't help anybody, now be saying, I know, start saying words like, he's not helping anybody, and you start getting angry. You have no right to get angry for any of your brother. Your responsibility is your father. Your father is supposed to take care of you. But when you can't take care of you like that, you see them, and the children, they can never be united. You know why? Because of the wives. All the women, when you have more than one wife in the house, when you have two women in the house, the children will have different ideology because there will never be unity among them. So, again, divided interest among the women on their children. My mother will always tell me sometimes, don't eat so. The other woman will tell, don't do this so. I know that. You see, you can't really handle it. God who said Adam, he gave Adam one wife. He's the God that knows everything, and they gave Adam one wife. He knew what he was doing. But our parents, they were just all about going around having many wives. I still love some of these cultures in Nigeria. You won't see many wives among some of the Igbos. It's not there. It's not rampant like you have in our own culture, the Urhobos and some other ones like that. It never went well. So disunity among children, and also unhealthy competition among the women and children. Serious unhealthy competition. When this one will do this, if I even wonder how the men were able to even take care of their wife, because you see, this woman will go and do medicine on the man's head, another one will do medicine on the man's head, like that. Everybody is protecting their own children. When you do something, this one want to do it for the wrong reasons and all that. It's so the things are mush. A poor level of education. You can't afford a good school for your children. Your children are always in a general school. Another government school where everybody, all kinds of things are there. When people are doing this today, now I give birth to the children I can take care of, and they are in good schools. But my parents just gave birth to us, just producing. The women were dropping, and you know the competition among women. When this one give birth to a child, this one will make sure she give birth to her own child as well. Before you know it, my father who said he wants to give birth to just 3 boys and 2 girls now had that meaning. Why? Because the women, they were competition among them. Then lack of intimacy among spouse and children. Lack of intimacy among spouse and children. When you see that when a woman truly wants a husband, it's not her turn, it's another one's turn. Those things alone can cause people. These are some of the after effects. The women they don't live a quality life, they don't live a happy life. You can only fake it that you are happy, but you're not. So you as a young girl, when you want to shook your head inside another woman's husband's head, you want to make sure you get in there. Let me tell you, by the time the man is full, he will treat you the same and even treat you less. All right, so please know this. A polygamous fathers always leave problem behind. It's only polygamy you see that a man will leave problem behind. Funny inheritance. I know of a man who told me that what he inherited from his father was a spoon, and he was told when he grew up, he said, "What did my father even leave there?" He said it was a spoon, and they went somewhere and brought it for him. What will he do with a spoon? It's only polygamous. You know why? Because the children are so much. You can't take care of your children. You can't do any good thing. All right, so it's not good. You see, funny, it's only polygamous family. You see that mostly part of this in Africa, you see it. A man will have so many children, and he left nothing behind. And even after his death, you still see funeral. They will have to go and borrow money to go and bury their father and all that. No land left behind, even no property, and yet the wives they were giving birth to say that nobody must have a inheritance. I mean, inheritance that they never seen. It's a very sad thing. And also, at unexplainable stress at old age is also one of the defects. All right, unexplainable stress is one of the after effects. So we have to be very careful. All right, these are the things that polygamous home have done. So the end of every polygamous home is never sweet. I've never seen it like that. For you to repeat polygamy again in your family is to increase poverty. And then again, let your life correct the mistakes of your parents, not repeating it. Today now we are not just fighting poverty in polygamous family, we are fighting compressed poverty, because the father after our fathers were into polygamy. They created poverty. A cassava farmer have 3 wives and many children. What kind of life is that? So please, as young men, please do not repeat that. No matter how it takes, discipline yourself. That woman you said you love, keep her. Have your children with that woman and live a simple life so that you'll be happy with your life in the future. I believe I've said something that you should be able to learn from. My name is Pastor Kevin. Thank you very much. This is Plain Truth, and I believe I will see you again. God bless you. This advice is actually free of charge. You only pay for it when you don't take it. God bless you. Ciao, ciao.